Hey guys, it's John, aka Zen, bringing you some No Man's Sky play. With the other games that I started off on to the channel, which were like Deus Ex and Abduction, I started over to the beginning just so that I could share that experience of starting the game with you. I'm a little more hesitant to restart my No Man's Sky because I have over 100 hours into this game so far. Matter of fact, I'll show you. I think I can show you. Where would I show you? In my journey. No, where is it? There's a place where I can see just how long. Maybe it's not here. Maybe it's in my Steam screen, which I'm not gonna bother get into. So let me give you a little show around if you're new to No Man's Sky, okay? We are in a what are these things called? I'll remember as soon as I get into the terminology again. I'm kind of okay, well, to be completely transparent with you, this is like my third or fourth time starting the video, trying to find a mode on my PC that will record this video. If you look it up online and in Google, you'll see there's a lot of people having a hard time getting it to record on the PC version. But I figured it out. It took me a little while. I'm playing it in a little bit of a different mode than I normally play in. But yeah, okay, so we're in this space station. That's where the terminology comes. But you don't start here. You actually start on a unique planet different from everybody else who's playing in this game. Even though it doesn't really matter because none of you are actually playing in the same instance of the game, so to speak. Everybody's playing in the same game universe, but there's no live connection between any of the players to date. Now that may change because I'm one of those holdouts that actually believes No Man's Sky is going to be greater than what it was released as. So let me get you caught up here. You land on this planet, and your only real ultimate goal is to get to the center of the galaxy. And spoilers, once you do that, you're basically shown nothing more than the rest of the galaxy that you could have visited, and then you're booted into another dimension, another alternate galaxy. So we don't know how far that goes yet. I think the word is out that there's like 256 different galaxies to get to the center of. So once you've traveled all these light years to get to the center of one galaxy, you're booted out and into a new one to do it all over again at least 256 times. Add to that the rumored procedural quintillions of planets that are in each galaxy. Playability is obviously like forever. It's not meant to end anytime soon. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'm in this space station. I'm actually not even in my home solar system or home planet. I'm several planets into the first galaxy of this game, but I'm nowhere near the center. So let me show you around a little bit. So obviously other ships coming and going. That's pretty cool, right? You can interact with these guys. But let's talk about us for a second here. This is the ship that I have sort of upgraded into. It doesn't look like much, but it's mine. And again, with each planet and each environment that's supposedly procedurally generated, each ship is also procedurally generated. The many are similar. There's a few different classes, but they're all varying in their looks. So my guy's not much to look at. Some of these guys are a lot cooler. Let's go inside mine just to show you sort of the view. Okay, so I'm gonna hop in. Now we're in the hot seat, and again, this is about all you get to see of your ship. It's not a lot. There are some indicators in the dash that tell you important things about where you're going, how fast, but it's not like your wing commanders and your freelancers. It's very basic flight controls, very basic fight controls. It's not meant to be that kind of game. So let's hop out and show you sort of around this base. Now, actually, I've showed you my ship. Let's show you a little bit about me. I'm going to jump into my inventory screens, and actually we started on my multi-tool screen. Let's go a little bit more personal here. This is the exosuit. This is literally what's on my person, and really all that it is inventory management. So that I've upgraded a number of slots in my personal sort of body armor to carry around inventory. It's actually more than my starship has. My starship doesn't even have that much. It's mostly made up of upgrades to the starship's functions. Those last 5 boxes down at the bottom are cargo spaces, but really most of it's all taken up by features like defenses and upgrades to my weaponry and thrusters and things like that. Last one was the one we started on, which is my multi-tool. Again, it is also upgradable. It doesn't store any of the elements or collectibles. It just handles functions, and I can put some of those as the crafting element of the game that lets me make more abilities and upgrades to those abilities to my multi-tool, meaning it's a weapon and it's a mining tool. Okay, that's basically me. And again, this is not news to anybody who's played the game, only to you new viewers. Let's go back out into the world. Trade and commerce is done by interfacing with either other pilots or other points of commerce. Here's a cool ship. Let's move up into his landing spot right here. And all we do is approach them like we would a person and talk to it. And we get a pullback screen that shows the pilot. In this case, this is the Korvax pilot. And I only know some of his language, so down there below his picture, I know the word traveler out of all the things he said to me. But the game narrator gives me some text and some options as to what to do. So I can come over here to, actually, I'm going to use my desktop to show what he has to offer in terms of commerce. And now I'm looking into his starship inventory, and I can choose things that he might. Oh, actually, I went to go buy his ship. I don't want to buy his ship. I want to buy what he has in his ship. Let me do that again. Wrong option there. There's the same pilot, Divine Atlas Entity Marbury, and down here at life form, sell items or buy items from. I'm going to buy items from. Now this is his actual inventory, what he has and how much and what he's selling it for. So I can go through his inventory, and all these things mean nothing to a new viewer right now, but they're all elements that can go into constructing things that I need. So that's a way to keep yourself busy in the whole universe of the game. You're trying to get to a certain point. You might not be able to get there with your limited equipment, so you're crafting, mining, buying to try to construct bigger and better stuff to get farther faster. That's the game. Okay, so what's the point? Where's the win in all that? Well, it's kind of a journey, and that's where a lot of people have they were promised something else. That was kind of the whole news of the oops, I want to jetpack up here. Jetpack up into a room inside the space station. They were kind of shown some stuff, and it looked like it was going to be a little bit more than it was. But here I am at one of the space station rooms. There's almost always an alien life form there to greet you that you can interface with. There's also these galactic trade terminals, and they're either built into space stations or inside buildings on planets. And again, it's another opportunity to find a place to buy or sell stuff from your personal inventory or your starship inventory. So yeah, there are these other statistics that happen along the way that are all milestones. If you're familiar with achievements, it's an achievement system. Let me come out of the galactic store so I can kind of show you my achievements. Well, let me show you my discoveries. Every single one of these elements is either a location, a creature, a planet, plant, or some facet of a planet that you discover, and it's all worth credits. You collect the information and then you upload it into the cloud, and you're given a number of credits that go into your bank. Right now I have just over 1 million units or credits for the game, which help me buy other things, again, towards that same goal of upgrading, making things bigger, faster. Some of those creatures under the discoveries I haven't actually uploaded yet, so that's credits I've kind of got in my back pocket to earn. Now the journey tab, these are my milestones. Every single one of these things are things that I've done in the game, and I've been ranked. The first 6 of them I pretty much maxed out. How far I've traveled on foot, how many aliens I've met, how many words I've learned, how much money I've overall earned, not what's in my bank, but over time I've earned over 2.5 million. How many starships I've destroyed, how many other what are called sentinels that I'll show you are destroyed, etc., etc., etc. So there's a few things I haven't done, and I'm ranked on those. After I think maxed them all, I've gotten all of the Steam achievements for the game. So anyway, that's your milestones, and some people think they're cool. A lot of people think that they just disrupt the narrative because of the way they present themselves, which I'll show you in a moment, hopefully. All right, let's go back out to the ship. I'm gonna run down the hallway and go through the ship. Let's just get out there. Let's just show you how it goes, okay? You can take falling damage, but you do have a jetpack. My jetpack is maxed out in all of its features, so as long as I'm attentive with it, I won't take any damage going up and down. So we're going to hit the thrusters and take off here. I think this is where I go. Taking off is automatic. Out the chute we go. Blah, blah. Now there are these other NPC ships in the region. Big freighters, which, you know, basically you just pirate them. That's what they're there for, is to try to attack and try to get some of their resources off of. They do retaliate. They do fight back. You can die from doing that. But this is what was so impressive by a lot of people. That's the same space station I was just in. Oh, look. There's an anomaly here, too. Do I need to go there right now? Probably don't. So let me show you a little bit about what I'm working on right now. There's another ship either going or leaving space dock. We're going to go into my inventory for my starship, and let me just give you a little bit more detail here. So I've got a few things that I've upgraded my guns, but what I'm really interested in is being able to travel in my hyperdrive. I've got some fuel in my hyperdrive that allows me to go from one planet system to the next in the star map, which I'll show you in a second. But it's not the best. This is the reactor Theta version. There's Sigma, Tau, Theta, and Omega. I'm on Theta, and what I really want to build is an Omega drive, or an Omega reactor, where if I go into the things I can craft and install, and go into drive technology, there's this guy right here. That's Tau. Where is it? Sigma. Oh, now where'd it go? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Theta is the second, Tau's the third. And so I'm working on this one, which is an upgrade for what I have right now. But I need to go get nickel elements and aluminum elements of that quantity in order to build that upgrade. And that'll make my navigating the stars a little better. Let me show you the star map, just so you understand. All right. Whoa. People just arrived. A lot of people arrived, but maybe I can do this. So we're going into the star map now. This is what makes the game amazing. So this represents the system of planets that I'm currently in. And my goal is to get... Can I navigate? Let me get a second here. Oh, do I have... Where's my... Sorry, it takes me a minute to figure out my angle. Here we go. Here we go. Camera control. That bright dot, that's the center of the galaxy. And it is many light years from where I am right now. If I select the system I'm in, I cannot select the system I'm in. Let me select the next system over just to show you. So the next system, the closest system to where I'm at right now, is a Class F2, 3 planets and 2 moons. Nobody's in the entire game has discovered this system yet. I could go there now, claim it as my own, and have bragging rights, essentially. It is 171,829 light years from the center of the galaxy. So I have a ways to go. Now, each drive upgrade lets you go a number of systems closer. In other words, this would be an easy jump for me. And I could keep going down this sort of path to the center, and one little jump in my warp core could make any of these jumps. So in other words, I've jumped 3 systems in. I could still do that on one sort of, think of it as Back to the Future plutonium pack. I have the capacity to hold 5, but they only take me a certain distance. I'd still have a capacity of 5 with the upgrade, but that distance would be greater. Does that make sense? So, let's see, where's my next? Sometimes you gotta move the map around to see. Okay, yeah, I could keep going deeper. And that last option that says engage means my jump would go right there. I wouldn't even stop at those last 3 or 4. I just sort of browsed. I would go directly to that system on one thing of fuel. But at some point, I'd go far enough into the map where it says you can't make this jump. You don't have enough oomph in your drive. There it is. Warp reactor tau required. So I can't make this in one jump without that upgrade. So that's what I'm working towards right now. Does that make sense? Let's come out of the map and go back to the real world, where we're just kind of hovering. So I need to find me a planet that has some nickel and some aluminum. And I have already visited most of these planets in the system. I'm kind of stuck. In other words, I don't want to try moving about and using up my fuel without exploring every planet and finding some deposits. Forget if I've been here. Yes, I've been there. So that's 1. That's 2. Where are my other? I'm too close to this. Too close to this space station to get a good view. So I'm gonna use some thruster here and get out of the way of the freaking space station. There's another planet there. Have I discovered that one yet? I have discovered. So that's 3. And I forget how many planets this system has. Let's look around. Let's look around. So like I said, I could have gone back and started all the way over, but I would have lost all this progress. And once you've invested this much time, you want to not lose it all. There's no way to do different profiles in this game. There's no way to have a second game going. I mean, there is, but it's kind of a hack. What you have to do is go into your file system, find the save game, and rename it. You know, I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm not feeling... Let's just go to the nearest planet just so I can show you what being on a planet looks like. I'm going to hit the pulse drive here. This is going to get us there faster. Right before I get there, though, I'm going to drop out of pulse and do a scan of the planet. I think I'm close enough. Let's do a planetary scan real quick here. What I'm looking for is a trading post, an established place to trade. Oh, an anomaly detected. Well, is that... Well, that's interesting. Is that the space anomaly? It might be the space anomaly, which means I just have to do the. No, wait a minute. Space station, space anomaly. Yes, okay. I already knew about that. Now, when these freighters jump into orbit like that, oftentimes they'll launch other scouts, and they'll scan you. And if they see that you have valuable stuff, they'll attack. I'm going to do another scan here. I really want to hit the planet. Okay, there's the abandoned building. If I do one more scan, usually the abandoned building option is the first thing to come up when you scan a planet. What I really want... Did I already do it? Once you've scanned a planet, unless you hit the waypoint for that option... Oh, there's a trading post there. We're not going to bother answering that distress signal. We're going to go right to this trading post because it's already on the... Uh-oh. I'm being attacked. So I guess you get to see an attack right now. Now my guns are pretty good, so I stand a fair chance here. Where is that attack going to come from? I have to watch real closely. Come on, guys. Where are you at? I don't think they're coming. The tricky part is, this again, the game hasn't quite ironed out some of its bugs. Like, if you begin a sort of conflict with fighters and you don't finish it, it can sort of lock up your ability to travel away because it assumes you're going to finish all those fights before you move on to the next objective. At least that's how my experience has been. All right, so nobody's coming. I'm going to go ahead and jump. Okay, we're heading for this trading post. That's just going to get us closer. Okay, I think this is good. We get pretty close. So the great thing about the graphics engine for this is I can go from outer space right to the surface of the planet without a loading screen. It's pretty cool like that. Oh, you know what? I'm not quite close enough. Let me go. I'm just going to sort of skirt the atmosphere and close this distance on this trading post. I think we're getting closer now. There we go. Okay. Yep, it's down there on that island. Here we go. Breaking the atmosphere. Doing okay speed. I could have cut it a little closer and we would have been there faster, but then you're missing all this gorgeous view. It's obviously an oceanic planet. I've discovered it before, so I can't remember what all of the attributes of it are. But I like to go to a trading post and check in there first because there's a lot of other pilots that come in here. All right, I got to slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. I got to get my land on. I'm going to land on one of these pads. There we go. I've picked my landing sequence, and here we go. Corrects everything for you and just puts you on the landing pad. It even parks you up real nice. And here we are. So let me give you a hint. I'm going to walk back. I'll show you my ship. There she is. And sometimes you're treated with a cool view. But I don't see... Oh, there's a planet there. Now if I sat here and let it run long enough, you'd see that orbit of everything. The stars and everything is moving. It's not a particularly interesting landscape because I landed at night. Yes, that's a free-floating rock that I could actually go up and check out. What I want to do is get to the edge of the landing platform here and do another scan. That scan's going to go and then show me, like here in front of me, some elements I could. It's probably plutonium that I could go grab. There's some silicate there that I could go grab. But no, you know what? That cave over there might be interesting. So like I said, there's other pilots besides me here. There's a bunch of stuff over there. Let's go check that out. Oh, that's on the deck. That's just stuff I could go get. There's these chairs here. It just amuses me to no end that they put these waiting areas there, but literally no other players in the game. The NPCs don't even leave their ships. There's one guy who you could possibly interface with. Oh, that's a nice looking ship over there. Hang on a second. Sometimes you get driven by things like, hey, that's an okay looking ship. How much do you cost? Let's find out real quick. I don't really want to go through reconfiguring a new ship right now, but that's a nice looking ride. Hello, chemist entity Otto. Fascinating. Griffiths just... I knew one word of what he said. Let's have a look at... Yeah, let's just see what your ship is all about here. And it goes into a screen that, if I want to, I could compare. Yeah, see, I could buy this ship. I have 1,000,001, and his is just under just a little bit over 1 million. And let's compare it. Let's just compare to what I got right now. So my ship has 22 slots. His is 19. So it's not really worth it just for the holding capacity. It's obviously a downgrade. I'm going to decline that right now. As cool as it looked, it wouldn't function. I need to be able to hold more stuff. Not just cargo, but functions. So, okay. Now, what did I see? I saw a cave system nearby that looked like might have stuff. What did I do with it? Well, they really want me to go visit that anomaly. Now, that anomaly is not really an anomaly to me. I know what it is now, but I don't want to spoil that part of the game here. Okay, that cave up there looks interesting. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a run. So we're gonna take a run. Oh, that was run. Over to the edge. We're gonna jump with the rockets. We're gonna wait for the ground and not land on it hard. That's good enough. Alright, I don't think this planet has any creatures, but it might. And that pillar looks like it would be some stuff. Let me just go check it out. I can scan things and learn about things. Okay, like that, oh wait, let's Let's go take a look at what we walked away from. So that was the base I just walked on. That little space icon in the center, that's my ship. And you can see other ships coming and going. I mean, it's just amazing. What other game have you ever seen that actually does this? Now, if you haven't followed the news on this game, by the way, let me scan. That is not an element I can mine. Shoot. But there is a lot here. A lot of people that bought this game that were disappointed. They expected to get something else out of it and are not getting it because the patches haven't been released yet. Why hasn't that happened? Well, the game developer, Hello Games, is literally like, or was literally like 6 people when the game released. They made a ton of money on the sales of this game because of the promises that were made that ended up not panning out. If you were to look at the ratings of No Man's Sky on Steam, it's like highly negative because of people were disappointed. Okay, so I'm going to see. Let me check my inventory. I want to see if I need any plutonium here because there's a lot to pick up. How am I doing? Actually, I'm doing all right. What I would consider all right, because I'm trying to save space for the aluminum and the, what was the other one? Nickel? No. Oh hell, I forget now. There's a lot of this going back and forth, going, what do I need now? What is it I'm after? Oops. And the control and the inventory system's a little wonky. So okay, we were at Tau. Yeah, I was right. A nickel and aluminum. Okay, so I've got to find some deposits, and this could be better too. I think scanning an area shouldn't just tell you the type. Like once I approach it, I can see, okay, clearly this is plutonium. I could mine all this and really rack up the plutonium levels, but oh, what's that? Oh, is that the distress call? That's the distress call. Yeah, nothing really here that I would need or want. And no creatures to kind of show off either. So that's a little disappointing. But like I said, all these features, there's no other planet like this in the entire game because it's generated sort of on the fly as you approach. And once it's generated, it's days that way. What is that rumble? That is a loud ass rumble. Huh. So let me see if it looks like there is. Oh, that's right, because this was a water planet, so there is an element of water here. That maybe there's more life in it. Okay, hear that sound, that gear noise sound? That is a sentinel. Let me show you what one looks like. Where is he? He's nearby. There he is. Oh, there's a creature too. The universe is filled with these sentinels, and they're a pain in the butt. But look, it's a creature. This planet does have life. Hey, little guy. Oh, no, wait, come back. I want to scan you. Are you scanned already? I scanned you already. But sometimes, if you can feed a creature, they'll drop stuff for you. Did I scan this? No. I'm discovering this plant right now. It's going to give it a name. And now I've got basically credits that I can earn for turning that information into the cloud. Oh, there's another planet in the distance. We were going down to the water though, so let's go down there. I'm just kind of showing things around because again, I'm assuming that if you're watching my channel, you're new to games. I mean, all the professional gamers, they've got their own channels and they know all this stuff already. So if you're with me, I'm assuming you either don't play a lot and you're just kind of interested in what I'm up to, what I'm doing, or you're just rediscovering me for the first time. In which case, thanks for hanging out. I say that 30 minutes into the video. Okay, another life form. I don't know if I've scanned this guy before. Let's have a look. Oh, he's new to me. Look at him. He looks like a dinosaur with a head plate. 200 units. Oh, he's elderly. A lot of times the elderly creatures are crabby and they want to attack you. So I'm going to run this way. Kind of around him because I want to get to the water. I have not yet in this game discovered underwater life, but I know it's in the game. I don't think I have any underwater survival, but I am literally underwater now. So I have to watch. Oh, I do have a scuba mask of sorts. So yeah, now I'm literally just exploring underwater. Let's pick up some information on some of the underwater fauna. Right? Flora. Fauna would be the creatures. That is a plant. You got to be thinking to me, is this it? This is all you do? Kind of, yes. You know, it's not a very lean forward experience except for some moments. There are a lot of mysteries to this game. There are a lot of, when you really get into it, there's a lot of things that seem like that should be important. What is that about? And the answer to that, for the most part, is yeah, it's like a lot of placeholder stuff that was meant to hold content, but just kind of, I don't know that they planned it this way, but it kind of, look at that. That's like moving kelp. Is that not amazing? I think that's amazing. It wasn't even but an idea until I landed on this planet, and then it got solidified into a thing. But yeah, no, they definitely had a larger game, and I think it's still out there. I think the developers still have that all planned out. Let me get out of this water. Large my way up. Ooh, going a little bit too fast. There we go. I'm out of the water now. So that's the lake down there. Water's so clear, you can see right into it. What was I saying? Yeah, I think there's, you know, I'm not the only person that thinks this. I think a lot of people who still play the game think there's still more coming, even though it's not in the game yet. Hello Games, now that it has all this money from the initial sales, kind of owes it to the customer base to put the rest of the game in, because it didn't come that way. I never would have noticed because I did not follow all the hype of this game. Are you a thing? Can I? No, I already got it. Yeah, there's still more to do. There's another Sentinel. This is not the only kind of Sentinel either. They make sort of a dog robot Boston Dynamics version that runs on the ground. And then there's like an AT-AT Walker, big, gigantic Sentinel as well. But I have not gotten to many of those planets. I'm sorry if I'm just rambling incoherently. I'm trying to, again, in the best way that I would know how, catch people up on sort of what this game, what the big deal of this game was and what it's all about. You'll notice it's very lonely. I think that was intentional. I honestly think they didn't mean for it to be a busy MMO for people to get into. They meant for you to be curious and to explore. And unfortunately, the problem with the promise of exploration is that there really are so many things you can do before it kind of repeats. As unique as this landscape is, the next landscape will also be unique, and in that way, similar. Does that make sense? Let's see here. We're going to take off because I'm done kind of walking around. I really need to find deposits. That's really my main goal here. And I'm also watching the time because I want to keep it a variety of stuff to show you. There really haven't been many other games. That's a lot of green light down there. Okay, I'm landing. Can I land there? Maybe I can't land there. Oh, here's an example of some mining. That is what's called Iridium, that blue column there. And I'm just going to go down there and show you, because there's something else next to it that might not be the same thing. See these two columns right here? I'm going to get close enough to land. You don't have to go to a base to land. You can land anywhere. It's just that at the bases, it doesn't use up your thruster fuel. Your thruster fuel is kind of a precious resource because you have to constantly refuel it. Imagine that. These curlicue plants are almost always attack you, so don't go near those. Sorry, I moved away from the mic here. Let's go up to this Iridium column. Iridium is an element in the game that's a silicate that's important for making warp fuel. So I'm going to pull out the multi-tool. There's my multi-tool. It is in boltcaster mode, which is for combat. Let's go into mining mode. I just got this one. I don't think I've actually used it yet. So here's how you use it. You point it at the element, and it fires a bolt, and it just starts collecting nuggets. And getting these nuggets of iridium. Now, if you look at the upper right-hand corner of my screen when I fire this thing, you'll see that if you let it run, it starts to overheat. So you can mine straight on for a minute, but after a while, you want to stop because you're kind of forced to limit the speed in which you can mine. And occasionally you get these little space nuggets that you got to go back for, because if you don't, and you fly away, when you look back to this space, that even that little space nugget will tell the game to show an entire column of the element, when in fact it's not there. So it's kind of tricky. I think that's a facet of the game we will fix. It's nice because you can go, oh, there's some iridium down there, but it doesn't really represent how much. More of that. Don't really need all this iridium. Again, just showing you. And again, some people would complain that there's too much of this, of collecting raw materials and not something else. But I think it's great because you don't even have to use this. You can actually sell it. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd that nickel come from? Is there a nickel in here too? Is that other thing all entirely nickel? I bet it is. Here I am firing at the thing I don't need. Yes! This is what I need. Okay, sorry guys, I got really excited because I need all this. Yes. I get this, and then I get some aluminum. And I got my drive. This is good. So, yeah, see, I'm almost overheating here. And this this beam even needs fueling, so you'll see I'm almost out of beam fuel. Let's go into my inventory and charge it up. Here's the multi-tool, and then over here you'll see it's almost on empty, so we click on it. We get ourselves some nice complex plutonium here, and we fuel it up to full. And since I'm in here, I'm also going to charge up the boltcaster, which again is the same tool, only it's the combat module. I'm going to charge that up too, because there we go. Then I know I'm full. I also have some plasma grenades. I'm going to charge those up since I'm in here and just really use up some of that plutonium storage I've got. All right, we're all full up, so let's continue our little mining. I hear another creature. Who's moaning? Oh, is that you? Oh, we have aviation. So yeah, there's even, and I haven't discovered these guys yet. Aha! Yay! I got them. Ooh, elderlies. I hope they don't dive bomb me. So there's only so many species on a planet, and once you collect all of them, you get a reward. Oh, whoa! They're humanoids, or they're, what would you call those guys? And I haven't discovered them yet. They're like owlbears. Look at them. Oh. Hey, owlbear. Yay. We do have some bipedals. I don't want to shake their hand, though. Is that everybody? You guys don't mind if I take some of your precious nickel element, do you? What's down here? Are there more of you? Nope, I already discovered you. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down here. That is a platinum plant. I'm just going to collect some of that platinum. There's a lot of that. Okay, now let's get back to mining. Oh, boltcaster. Don't want to do that. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot of this, but like I said, it's kind of worth it because it's going to let me upgrade. Come on. The control scheme is not the best. I'm using, by the way, I'm using a gamepad. I could use keyboard and mouse. I've actually found that the mouse is not bad, but it's not great for flying. Come on. I need like 800 of you or something. So this is, I'm going to mine this whole freaking column here because I need to store all of it. Matter of fact, I need to make sure I have enough inventory space. Being really sloppy. I'm much more meticulous normally in my mining. But I'm kind of excited because I didn't expect to find them. I thought I'd gone to all these planets looking for elements, and I was coming up nothing. Goose egg. Come on. Yes, I know this is essentially the game version of strip mining. After a while when I'm at this, the sentinels will come by and they'll basically chastise me for this very thing, for strip mining. But I need it. I don't want to spend all my money trying to find people that can sell it to me. Okay, come on. What else should I tell you about this game while I'm strip mining? I've made it far enough away from my home system that I'm not going back, which was a hard thing to do for me, I discovered. Like, I knew from the get-go of getting this game that the point was to leave home and never go back, but I was having a really hard time with it. I kind of learned something about myself there, because I was far more interested in getting to know my home planet and all the stuff that lived there, and I don't know, kind of identifying with it. My home planet was kind of swampy, not a lot of oceans, a fair amount of creatures. Oops, I overheated. Oops. All right. I also got to watch my environmental systems, because then I'll start taking damage on some of these hostile environments. And I don't want to do that. What else was I going to say about that? Yeah, I just had a hard time, leaving home. It took me probably a whole month of playing the game to go, you know what? Okay, I've seen everything that's here. Actually, hadn't. I missed one species of creature, so I never got the credit for all the investigation I did. It has to be completed before you get the credit for it. Come on, let's get these little chunks. They're all worth something. All right. It was actually watching some other people on YouTube who had done their streams of the game that convinced me I needed to move on. Like, I could stay there ad infinitum and it wouldn't have made the game progress for me anymore. And it was a good decision to finally leave. I did finally see some things I hadn't seen before. I thought I'd kind of seen it all in the 4 or 5 planets that I had available to me. Planets and moons, rather. Come on. Oh, the little ones are the worst. Oftentimes what I'll do when I'm mining is I'll actually fly to the top. God, there's a lot of nickel here. I'm kind of surprised how much I'm getting out of this. But I'll fly to the top and kind of mine downward, and sometimes in a spiral for a structure this large, to make sure I'm getting everything. But I'm finding that I'm doing things a little unconventionally for the benefit of the stream. Are we? Make sure we got all the ground versions. Oops, another little chunk. I'm gonna go after here. We're clacking away. Come on. There we go. All the ground deposits. It just sort of makes it easier when you've gotten all the stuff that was on the ground. For me, anyway. Gosh, what else do I want to say? I don't really know how far I am from home. I know that I'm still closer to home than I am to the center of the galaxy. Come on. This is the other thing about the control scheme. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, it's going to be a long drive. That's why I'm upgrading this drive, is because I want to get to the... yes, that is the building in the distance. One I have not been to. Nobody there to really complain about all the mining and lasering that I'm doing. All right. Basically, all I got to do is hop in my ship to, like... Uh-oh. That's the problem. Storm coming is going to make these elements hard. I'm going to have to make a run for that building. Shoot. I was not expecting that. Okay. No, no, no. I could end up harming myself greatly for not getting undercover here. Damn it! I was working on that thing too. Make a run for it. How are we doing on time? Oh, we got another 15 minutes. Let's go, let's go. Yes, I've discovered a new waypoint. Do I check in? I know. Okay, I'll explain that laser thing shooting in the sky in a moment. Right now, I want to get indoors. Please be a friendly. Okay, looks like I can just run inside. So these are like little shelters where now I can like, if you'll notice in my lower left-hand corner, my thermal protection can regenerate. Over time, even my health can regenerate. And it's just a random little hovel to protect myself from the storm. Who put it here? I don't know. Does anybody live here? Could be, but you'll never see them. And they've got all these little interactive bits to keep you kind of occupied while you're holing up. So, like, I can check this thing out and see, is there some technology I can put into my multi-tool? Well, I could put the, I could discover something new in one of these stations, but I've done a lot of discovery, so very rarely do I find something that's still new to me. In this case, it's another recipe that I already have. So, let's see here. I could even mine these little plants for the carbon they offer. It's just called isotope, but it turns out being copper in my inventory. A lot of the furniture is just that furniture. These little guys, though, sometimes have little treats for you. Why is that? Oh, because I'm near the window. If I back away. Yeah.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
I know. The closer I get to the window, the louder it gets. Then there's these random devices that just do things like heal me to max. All right.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
Yeah, we know. That thermal protection. So there's the suit's thermal protection, and then there's additional thermal protection I could charge up in my exosuit protections. Right here. If I put some fuel into this, in the form of titanium, which I can get from sentinels by destroying them. And let's put some more into my little water thing, my little oxygen mask. There, everything is charged up here. Let's charge up my life support too. That takes regular plutonium fuel, or the isotope type, if you will. All right, everything's charged up, which means I should be in good shape. I just want to hear that the storm is over before running back out there. It looks like it might be. Nope, it's still going. Come on, storm, blow over.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
I know. We're just kind of holed up in here for a moment. I wish there were other things you could work on. I mean, I could certainly craft some things. And then sometimes a shelter will have a landing pad. Not a shelter, but a larger building will have a landing pad. And when you run so far away from your ship like this, you can actually use a little chip to use the computer system to call your ship to you, so you don't have to travel all the way back to where you left it. It just comes to you. You know what? I just feel like we're not burning up time proficiently here. Okay, great. That is iron. I've left my ship so far behind. But you know what? I think this is a good place to stop. I've shown you a lot, and I'm going to come back and mine, I think, that and some more local columns, but there's some business I got to take care of, so I'm going to let you go right now. Let's actually go inside. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for staying subscribed. If you're interested in seeing more of my No Man's Sky journey, stay tuned. I'm going to put more of these up, along with all the other games I'm playing, because I got more than enough to keep me occupied for a while, and I'll only rotate games out if I haven't finished them, if a new one shows up. So I think that's my gaming slate for right now. Well, I might... Oh, great. Let's go outside and have this talk. Skyrim Special Edition just came out. I may add that to my repertoire. It depends on how much time I seem I'm having, but right now the slate is No Man's Sky, Deus Ex, Abduction. What was the other one I was playing? There was one. Oh, Fallout 4. So that's pretty good. 4 games, 1 episode a week of each. So that's a lot of days per week of seeing more stuff. So I hope you enjoy watching me just playing games along, because I could talk forever. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like what's on the channel, please subscribe. Liking the video and subscribing lets me know you're watching. You check out the blog where I put up the videos. If you don't hover on YouTube, you don't have to. You can just subscribe to my WordPress, which is quantumzen.net. That's QUANTUMXEN.net. And until next time, happy gaming, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye now.